Now coming to megalith. Now if I break this word mega and lith, mega means huge, big, and lith means stone. So megalith was a practice that began around 3000 years ago in our country, and this was more dominant in the areas of Deccan, south of India, and the northeast, and in Kashmir. Now, these megaliths were the stone boulders, and they were carefully arranged to mark burial sites for the people who were dead. Now, schist again is a type of megalith, which is an arrangement of large stone slabs in a box-like structure, and they were used for mainly underground megaliths. So we had different type of megalith in the structure also, and where they were placed, the material that were put at the time of burying them. So these findings lead us to find about social structure of that time. We had megalith in the families also. We have found it, like historians have found that also. Now, if we see megalith, this was a common burial practice in the India. Now, generally, the dead were buried with distinct pots, which was a red and black uh, pots, and then we had tools and weapons. Now, pots would be with all the uh, burials. But there were many things like other things also we find jewelry, we find tools, we find weapons. So now these lead us to different findings. Now sometimes more objects were found in one grave, not in the other. So that suggests us that there was a status difference among the people who were buried. Like the poor would be with few things, the chief or the rich people would be with more. Now, there was a family burial megalith also, where we have found that more than one skeleton was found in one megalith. And then there is one probable thing that could be the servant also was to be buried. Okay, so this indicates that people probably of the same family were buried at the same place in the when we talk about family burial megalith, whenever they died. Okay, so the same people, the same burial sites would be used for one single family. Okay, so the bodies who died later were brought to the grave and through these potholes, and then again they would be buried together with their family members. Now, the skeletals that we have found, this leads us to different findings. Now, when we are studying the skeletal, when the historians find after the excavation, when they find the skeletals in these megalith, it's very simple to find out which is a child skeletal and which is an adult one, because child skeletal obviously would be small in size, adult would be big in size. Now, how the next problem comes, how do we find out that whether it is a male skeletal or a female skeletal? Now male, then again ornaments was one of the indication that if we find ornaments with a skeletal, that probably it leads to us helps us to understand that it is a female skeletal because the jewelry has been found. But in old times we find that male also used to wear ornaments. So now how do we find that the structure, the bone structure is of male or of the female? Now that we find that if the skeletal is heavier from the lower part, from the hip area, then it is of the woman, because that area is heavy for ladies, because they need it for childbearing. Okay, so this is the modern study. This we are not talking about the previous one. This derivation, that how do we define from male from female, is from our modern medical studies. Okay, now coming to 2000 years ago, when the Charak, he is a famous physician, and he wrote a book on medicine called Charak Samhita. Okay, and his studies are very well appreciated, that so many thousand years ago, when there were very few things known to people, he actually wrote very good book. Now there also, now we presently we know that the book name is Charak Samhita, and he is Rishi Charak. Now we today say that we have 206 bones in a human body. He counted it to 360, not 206. Now why he counted 360? Because he counted teeth also, joint also, and cartilages also into 360. So that derivations, like what he calculated, what he wrote is is applicable also. Like we can correlate things. Now if we look at this map, this is Brahmagiri, okay, in Karnataka, and this is Inamgaon in Maharashtra. These are very important burial sites, because when we talk about Brahmagiri, we have this is a megalithic site in south of India, and from one of the graves we found with the skeletal 33 gold beads, 2 stone beads, 4 copper bangles, and 1 count shell. Count shell is like when we perform the yagna at home, then we like shank in Hindi, that is count shell. Now other skeletals have been found with a few pots. Now children, when we say that few skeletals were found with few pots, and few are found with more things, some are found with like this kind of pottery would be with everyone, okay. So that means this was a normal thing which is to be given, which was to be placed with every dead body. But there were few dead bodies which were found with weapons, okay. That means that person was, that we can infer that that person was a king, or was a soldier, or was into army, okay. Then uh, if the ornaments are found more in number, that could be a rich person. So these inferences that we can find out with the uh, things that we get from the skeletals, with the skeletals. Now all these burials have some common features, okay. So this I've just mentioned that they will be with these distinctive pots which are black and red ware, okay. And again tools were found with some the same thing. And then we have skeletal of horses also found with burials. uh, then equipments also, that means that person was in army, okay. Or could be this horses also were to be buried uh, with the person who has died. Now again this Inamgaon is very important, because over here we find that uh, the adults we find actually usually we find a lot of adults were buried at this site, and the dead body was positioned straight with his head facing towards north direction, okay. So some of the burials were done inside the house also. People used to place vessel along with the dead, and the vessel probably contained food items. And when we see this, whatever we found with you see people getting things out from the one of the burial sites. This is a skeletal, if you see in the earthen pots that we are finding from here. Now we found, like in these earthen pots, we found seeds of wheat, barley, rice, pulses, millets, peas, and sesame. So that means they were into the farming, and these were the commonly eaten uh, grains in that period of time. Then we have found bones of many animals, okay. Many with cut marks suggesting that they were also used as food, like they were eating animals also as source of food. Then we have found different animals bones also, which suggests that again they were used by the men. And then we had different fruits also that we found along with the burial. So whatever we get from these skeletals, whatever we are finding with the skeletal, that lead us to infer about the social structure of that period, like what people ate, what people used to wear, rich, and then we find the difference between rich and poor also. Thanks for watching. Please go through this again. Thank you.